Hi, so today I'm going to be doing a small craft haul. It's just a couple items that I got from my local scrapbook store. And then also I have a baby card that I'm going to be making after my small haul. So the first thing that I got is from Avery Elle. I got this stamp set. And as you see here, it has some really cute images. It has that mouse and the duck and as well as this little deer and the bunny. Now this stamp set, I was looking for the name and it's right on the bottom, and it's the storybook from Avery Elle. Now this has a lot of little images too to go along with them, like the stars along with the animals. It has the balloon and some other really cute little detail items that you can add to your images to make it look like a real nice, to make it have a nice scene to the card. Now as you see here, I got the We Are Memory Keepers. This is the pillow box punch board. Now this can make pretty much any size pillow box. It's really good. It's the same width always, but the length can be as long as you want it. Now as you see here, I just made it out of some chevron paper, and this is really good to make, and it's really fast and simple. You can make it for easy party favors and other little things. So now as you see here, I just got a piece of white cardstock, and now I'm going to be using my Inkadinkado Anti-Static Embossing Magic Powder Bag, and that's just going to make the surface or my white cardstock that it doesn't have any extra oil, so the embossing powder will not stick to it, so in places that you don't want it to. So that's something that you're going to want to have if you're going to do a lot of heat embossing. Now as you see here, I have those images from that storybook collection from Avery Elle. I'm just have that all ready. It's all lined up on my Fiskars stamp press, and then I've inked it up in some VersaFine Onyx Black, which is an oil based kind of like a pigment ink. So it works really well for if you want to use embossing powder to go over it. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I've been into doing a lot of clear embossing over my images, because sometimes when you're coloring with Spectrum Noirs or other kind of coloring tools, it's really easy to color outside of the lines, but with the embossing it has a little bit border, so that it makes it a little bit easier to stay in the lines. So that's what I like about it. So now I'm just pouring over this is from Recollections from Michaels. I got this clear super fine detail embossing powder. It's just a clear, really fine detail embossing powder. I just poured it over, and as you see here, I used my Zap Heat tool from American Crafts, and I just heated that up, and now it's embossed. Now I'm just using some Spectrum Noirs. I'm going to be coloring in this entire image. I'm first coloring the stars. I'm using CT1 as well as CT2, and then that's the CT2 just for a little bit of shading. They're almost the same color. The CT2 is just slightly darker, so I had to go over it a couple times to make sure that it really got the dimension that I wanted. And as you see here, I'm taking out FS2, which is this is one of the first generation markers from Spectrum Noir, which I'm perfectly fine between the first and the second generation. They're pretty much the same, so it doesn't really matter to me. So now that was FS2, and I did just a whole wash of FS2, and then now with FS3, I'm just taking that and doing in the shading areas. Now I usually use my FS2 and 3 for my skin tone, so I just had it on hand, so I just thought, oh, this bunny could be a light color, because it's a baby card, so I wanted it to be very light, so that's why I picked these colors. And then I just used a little bit of that PP1, which is like a really pale pink, for some blush. That I like doing that on some of my animal cards. So as you see here, I just have a yellow card base. This was also from one of those Recollections 8.5 by 11 paper packs. Now I'm just taking that CT1 again, and I'm just gonna be using that and outlining the entire words. So all from the welcome little one, I'm gonna have it all covered in the yellow. I'm just making a slight border around all the words. Now I'm taking out the Hero Arts Tiny Star background. So I really like using this one. I haven't been using it lately just because it is stars, so it's not for every single card that you make, but I'm just going to be embossing it on that yellow card base. So now I'm just inking it up in some Versamark, and again I'm going to be using some embossing powder. So I just took the anti-static powder bag and I just rubbed that over the card front as well. Now I'm using that Versamark, just making sure that my image is really inked up, because you want to make sure that it's really inked up. And now again, that Inkadu embossing magic powder bag, and just rubbing that over real quickly. And then I'm going to be stamping that star background on this card. Now again, I'm trying to stick to the pastel theme just because it is a baby card, and this is also going to be the first baby card of a baby card series. I'm going to be making a lot of baby cards, so I decided just to make a series of them just anyway, so you get the tutorials as well as I needed to make baby cards, so it's just as well. Now I'm just going to push that down into the background stamp, and as you see here, I lifted it up already, and it gave a nice crisp image. Now I'm taking out that Recollections. This is the Sparkle embossing powder. Now this one's a really nice subtle sparkle. It has a more purpley bluish tone after you emboss it. The glitter meaning is more toward the bluish purpley side. Now I'm perfectly fine on using any color. It's not very visible, so it doesn't really matter to me. Now as you see here, I'm just corner rounding this focal panel image. I'm just using the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board, and it has the corner rounder on the back. I really like that. All the We Are Memory Keepers tools have double punches, so they're good to use for other items, not only for that one project. Now I'm taking the Sakura Jelly Roll, this is the clear glitter pen. I'm just taking that in the areas that I have my shadow. I'm just highlighting it a little bit more with that glitter, and it gives a real nice look at the end. So I think this is a really nice addition to doing for most of my cards. I'm going to be doing it for most of my images now that I know that it gives a really nice look to the card. So as you see here, it makes the shading look a little bit darker in the areas that you put it over, and plus it makes it sparkly, so I think that gives a nice look. Now I'm just taking it and I'm doing some dash lines around the entire thing to make it look like stitching, like on a kind of like you get reminded of baby blankets and little baby items. So now as you see here, I'm taking out that yellow card. You see it's embossed in that sparkle embossing powder, and now I cut this piece of vellum, and I'm going to be adhering that onto the card kind of directly in the middle. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm taking out a pencil. I'm going to be marking the mark lines on the vellum so I know where to put my adhesive, and then once I find that, I'm just going to be adhering that down onto the card. Now vellum is a little bit harder to work with just because it's see-through, so you want to put the adhesive either behind something or somewhere that is not as visible. So I'm putting it on the inside of the card so it doesn't wreck the outside of the card. I know some people wouldn't like doing that, which I'm okay with it looking like that on the inside as well. So now I'm just taking the focal panel. I'm just going to be adhering it with some foam adhesive. It's pretty thick foam adhesive from KR Memories from Walmart. And as you see here, this is my finished card. I'm just going to be pushing it down, and here's my finished card. So I really like how it turned out, the nice sparkle of the background. The vellum was nice to tone it down, plus give a little bit more softer look, and then the nice image from Avriel made this whole card come together. Now also I got to use that same stamp set, and I got to make this card again with the sparkle background and some vellum. So thanks for watching. If you want to see any of my other card projects and ideas, please visit my blog at micahscrafts.blogspot.com. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe, please leave your comments below, and have a great day. Bye.